Have you ever wondered how a single strand of hair could bring down a killer who evaded justice for decades? Or how a discarded coffee cup and a floppy disk cracked cases that baffled investigators for years? In this gripping documentary, we uncover the extraordinary stories behind three seemingly unsolvable crimes that pushed forensic science to its very limits. From the cryptic ciphers of the Zodiac Killer to the groundbreaking genetic genealogy that caught the Golden State Killer and the digital forensics that exposed the BTK Killer.
BTK seemed uncatchable. Everyone wondered who he was, where he was, until just a few months ago, when a most unlikely man who'd lived among them all along, Dennis Rader, was arrested.
I am BTK. I'm the guy they're after.
Witness how cutting-edge technology and relentless determination forever altered the landscape of criminal investigations. Each case is more than a tale of justice. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the evolving science of solving crimes. As we delve into each investigation, you'll experience the frustration of cold trails, the exhilaration of breakthroughs, and the profound emotional impact on victims' families and detectives who refuse to give up. Prepare to see how forensic science has transformed the pursuit of justice and shaped the way we uncover the truth behind some of history's most perplexing mysteries. The Zodiac's reign of terror. On a chilly December night in 1968, the peaceful town of Benicia, California, became the stage for a chilling debut. Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were gunned down on their first date, marking the beginning of a reign of terror that would paralyze the San Francisco Bay Area for years.
Thank you, Harris. Question, has the Zodiac Killer finally been unmasked? Eric Sean has more on that from our New York City newsroom. A lot of history, Eric. What do we know?
Yeah, it is, Bill. It is one of the most haunting unsolved cold cases, the infamous Zodiac Killer. Well, the Zodiac terrorized the San Francisco Bay Area in the late 1960s. Believed responsible for at least 7 murders between 1968 and 69. Zodiac claimed 37 killings. Well, the Zodiac taunted authorities for years by mailing boasting confession letters and chilling cryptograms to newspapers with his notorious Zodiac symbol.
The killer, soon to be known as the Zodiac, didn't just murder. He manipulated. With brazen letters sent to newspapers, he revealed cryptic ciphers that taunted the public and law enforcement alike. One such message, when decrypted, chillingly declared, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." Enter the FBI's criminal profiling program. Led by pioneers like John Douglas, profilers work to understand the Zodiac's twisted psyche.
This is where the big editorial decision now comes into play. Do we publish that part or not? I always kind of put this in terms of Zodiac being really one of the early terrorists, using the media to spread a paranoia and a fear in the community.
Their analysis painted a vivid picture. A white male, 25 to 40 years old, with above-average intelligence and a deep-seated need for control and notoriety. This psychological portrait opened new investigative pathways, but also highlighted the limitations of profiling in the absence of concrete forensic evidence. As the Zodiac's crimes continued, so did the fear gripping communities. Investigators scrambled to analyze handwriting, decipher codes, and extract physical evidence, but the technology of the time wasn't advanced enough to turn these clues into answers. The case underscored the pressing need for innovation in forensic science, setting the stage for the breakthroughs that would follow. Birth of criminal profiling. The Zodiac case became a crucible for the FBI's emerging profiling techniques. Agents like John Douglas and Robert Ressler meticulously analyzed the killer's correspondence, identifying patterns that spoke to his psychological motivations. Profilers noted the Zodiac's need for attention, his pleasure in manipulation, and his calculated use of fear to maintain control. These insights provided a framework for understanding serial offenders, but they also exposed the challenges of relying solely on profiling. While the Zodiac's profile offered a window into his mind, it failed to unmask him. Investigators realized that profiling needed to be paired with hard evidence to bring criminals to justice. The development of criminal profiling marked a turning point in forensic science, reshaping how investigators approached complex cases. It highlighted the value of understanding criminal behavior, but also the necessity of integrating psychological insights with evolving forensic technologies.
At that time, forensic DNA testing was relatively new. We knew we had Arthur Lee Allen's DNA, and then we had DNA from one of the suspected letters. My partner was, very excited that we might be in some way take part in the solving of this crime.
The elusive Golden State Killer. As profiling revolutionized the understanding of criminal psychology, another predator terrorized California with a decade-long spree of burglaries, sexual assaults, and murders.
We're going to begin tonight in California, where police believe they have solved one of the nation's enduring mysteries. They announced an arrest in the case of the Golden State Killer.
DNA evidence led them to one of the country's most notorious serial killers. Joseph James DeAngelo was arrested yesterday.
We've solved the case of the century.
Dubbed the Golden State Killer, his reign began in 1976 and left communities in fear for over 40 years. The killer's modus operandi was chilling. Breaking into homes at night, he targeted victims in their supposed safe havens. Survivors like Chris Pedretti, attacked at 15, recall the trauma. "I woke up knowing I would never be a child again." For decades, the case stagnated despite DNA evidence linking the crimes. It wasn't until 2018 that investigators employed a groundbreaking tool, genetic genealogy.
New information shows how police used genealogy websites to try to identify the notorious Golden State Killer. Police arrested Joseph James DeAngelo on Tuesday after crime scene DNA partially matched a relative's on one of those sites. DeAngelo is accused in a decades-old crime spree across 10 California counties. John Blackstone is at the jail in Sacramento, where the 72-year-old will be arraigned this afternoon. John, good morning.
Good morning. Well, Joseph DeAngelo will face a judge here today at the Sacramento County Jail. The alleged Golden State Killer was careful not to leave behind any incriminating clues. He couldn't have possibly known he'd be unmasked by his own DNA more than 40 years later.
By uploading DNA evidence to a public genealogy database, they traced the killer's family tree, leading to Joseph James DeAngelo. The arrest of DeAngelo marked a watershed moment for forensic science, proving that no case was too cold to crack. Genetic genealogy offered a paradigm shift, turning distant relatives into potential keys to justice and inspiring hope for countless unsolved cases. DNA, the game changer. DNA profiling had already transformed forensic science, but genetic genealogy pushed it further. Traditional DNA techniques required exact matches, limiting their reach. Genetic genealogy, however, widened the net, allowing investigators to identify relatives of suspects and piece together family trees. This innovation was instrumental in solving the Golden State Killer case, but it also raised ethical questions. How far should society go in pursuing justice? Is it fair to scrutinize the DNA of individuals who never consented to such use? The answers to these questions will shape the future of forensic science. The digital downfall of BTK.
BTK seemed uncatchable. Everyone wondered who he was, where he was, until just a few months ago, when a most unlikely man who'd lived among them all along, Dennis Rader, was arrested.
I am BTK. And I'm the guy they're after. 100%.
While genetic genealogy was making headlines, digital forensics was quietly exposing another infamous killer. Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer, evaded capture for 30 years, taunting investigators with letters and enjoying the infamy. In 2005, Rader's overconfidence led him to send a floppy disk to police. Digital forensic experts uncovered metadata linking the disk to his church, a mistake that finally ended his reign of terror. This case demonstrated the power of digital forensics and how even the smallest digital footprint can unravel years of deception. The evolution of digital forensics. From floppy disks to smartphones, digital forensics has evolved to meet the challenges of an increasingly connected world. Investigators now analyze everything from metadata to encrypted communications, uncovering evidence that traditional methods can't. However, this evolution raises ethical concerns. Cases like the San Bernardino iPhone controversy highlight the tension between law enforcement's need for access and individuals' right to privacy.
A federal judge has vacated her order compelling Apple to unlock the San Bernardino gunman's iPhone. This action officially ends the legal case. Apple is now under pressure to find out how investigators bypassed its security to access the phone. A government official tells CBS News the FBI now owns the rights to the method it obtained from a third party.
USA Today finds many more locked devices in other criminal cases. The paper reports state and local investigators have been blocked from accessing the contents of the more than 1,000 devices.
As digital forensics advances, society must find a balance between security and civil liberties. The ethics of genetic sleuthing. The use of genetic genealogy to solve crimes has ignited a global debate. While it offers hope to families of victims, it also raises questions about privacy. Should law enforcement have unrestricted access to public DNA databases, or should there be limits to protect individuals' genetic information?
An innovative approach to criminal investigations first came to the forefront around 2018. Since then, forensic investigative genetic genealogy, or FIG, has been instrumental in cracking hundreds of cold cases and ongoing investigations.
Advocates argue that the ends justify the means, while critics warn of a slippery slope toward mass surveillance. As laws evolve to regulate this powerful tool, society must grapple with these ethical dilemmas to ensure justice without sacrificing privacy. The future of cold case investigations. Advancements in AI, DNA technology, and digital forensics are breathing new life into cold cases. Algorithms now sift through decades of evidence, uncovering connections that were previously invisible. Cases like the Zodiac Killer and the Somerton Man are being revisited with fresh tools and perspectives. This new era of forensic science promises to bring closure to families and hold perpetrators accountable, proving that no case is too old for justice. The relentless pursuit of justice. Behind every solved cold case is a team of dedicated investigators who refuse to give up. Their stories of perseverance remind us that justice is not just about technology, it's about the human spirit's relentless pursuit of truth. Conclusion. The cases we've explored reveal the extraordinary intersection of science, technology, and determination in the pursuit of justice. From the Zodiac's cryptic letters to the Golden State Killer's genetic trail and the BTK Killer's digital slip, these breakthroughs offer hope to families and reshape our understanding of justice. As we move forward, we invite you to reflect on these advancements and their implications. Which forensic breakthrough impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments or join the conversation on our community page. Together, we can continue to push the boundaries of justice and ensure that no case remains unsolved.